Hey y'all, I'm Niyah, and this is the first episode of Niyah News, the podcast. Yay! Period. So, on this first episode, I want to kind of lay the foundation of what Niyah News, the podcast is going to be, which for me, I'm excited, and it's basically going to be revolving around things that I want to talk about in pop culture, lessons I've learned from the previous weeks, things I might be going through, and also just telling y'all like other segments of like books I'm reading, shows I'm watching, food I'm eating. So it's news about me, but news about y'all and news y'all need to stay tuned into. So, for the first episode, I do want to kind of introduce myself starting off. I'm Niyah. I'm 26. I am currently in school for my master's, and I have a bachelor's in journalism from Howard University. Where's the bison at? And yeah, so when I say I got a passion for yapping, I do got the passion for it, but I also got the credentials to back it up. With that being said, let's start with the first part, which is what am I watching? What am I reading? My book for right now is this book on Wattpad, which y'all will see throughout this podcast. I love Wattpad, like love it down. And I'm currently reading this book on there. It's called Cartel Love. I love a little ghetto urban romance. That's my genre. It's called Cartel Love by author Amaris. I'm gonna put it in the caption so y'all know. Like if you're a Wattpad girly or if you're a reading girly, you can go check it out. I'm really in love with it right now. I will say it's not fully done, but it does have about 53 chapters posted. And she usually posts really long chapters, like I'm talking 100, 200 pages, something to really work with. What I'm currently watching. I am typically a Netflix girly, although Netflix's practices really have me on edge with them. But I'm currently watching Rizzoli and Isles. I'm enjoying the like sisterhood of the show because I've never seen a show with two girlies as the main characters. And I usually am a girly who always watches like those propaganda shows, your Law and Orders, your NCIS, your stuff like that. So I'm enjoying Rizzoli and Isles, but it is sometimes where I would want more plot twists in that show. I'm not gonna lie. Or like, I don't know, like Blacklist is my absolute favorite show. So sometimes I do want the cops in the show or the government agency to be a little shaky. Not in the wrong ways, but in ways that builds and makes the plot a little better. You know, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you're picking up what I'm putting down. Second, when I say pop culture, I mean like it might be something that I came across on Twitter that people were talking about, and I want to talk about with y'all because it kind of got the girls going. It got me going. I want to talk about it. Or it might be something that is happening with a celebrity or like, you know, a high profile figure, and I just want to discuss what's going on in the situation. So today, one thing that I've been coming across a lot on Twitter, and I will admit this, y'all, I do be on Instagram, but I chill on Twitter. Like, Twitter is the chilling spot for me. I also chill on TikTok too. But nonetheless, on Twitter, a lot of people have been talking about this like scenario of if you had a 15-year-old daughter, or if you had a 14-year-old daughter and she had a friend that was also 14 and 15 but was pregnant, would you allow your child to go to their baby shower? My opinion on that is I don't think it's a problem for the other child to go to the baby shower. I actually think that teenage mothers they would actually need more support than a grown mother, in my opinion, because why? One, they're a teenager. Two, of course, they don't really know what they're doing. They're not fully an adult themselves. They don't know what it's like taking care of another person. Why would they not need to be surrounded by love? Even if you feel like, oh, that other teenager wouldn't know either, there's still somebody who they're connected with. That's their friend. Why would they not want to be supported by them? Now, of course, that teenager might not be able to fully support them, but I don't think it's a problem for the parent to go out, help their teenager. Hey, let's go get your friend some diapers. Let's go get her some bibs. Let's go get the baby a couple outfits. I don't think that's a problem. I truly think it takes a village to raise a child. And a lot of times I think women are punished for so much because typically the part that people are leaving out is these teenage mothers. You have a lot of teenage mothers, which of course that statistic has went way down for the first time and ever. Like, we have more 40-year-olds having babies than we have teenagers, which is amazing. But what they're not saying is a lot of these teenage mothers are having babies by grown men. The issue with that is we got too many predators on the street. We need to get them predators taken care of first before we can handle the issue that is, oh, you have a problem with this teenage girl for one of the decisions she made. Yes, you may not have felt like it was the right decision for her to get pregnant as a teenager, but that doesn't mean that this baby's not going to come into the world, and that doesn't mean that this baby does not need support. And I don't think it's a problem for that support to come from their other teenage friends. Another thing is I've heard before, and I've also seen online, was if they see at one teenager getting a lot of love and support at their baby shower, that may influence them to get pregnant. And my thing is with that is all you have to do is have conversations with these kids, right? Kids are people. Teenagers are people. Yes, there may be times where instance might come up where they see one girlie having a baby shower and feel like, oh, I want to be surrounded by that love. That's when you explain to that teenager that there are other ways to get love. There are other ways to get attention. And let's not forget, what would put a teenager in a position to feel like that? Something being wrong at home, okay? Something being wrong in community. We need to get to the roots of these problems and stop trying to blame the little girlies or stop trying to isolate them. You know, I feel like a lot of times people want to put you in a position, especially with our government, right? They want to put you in a position where you're forced to have a child, even if you don't want a child, but then want to punish you for it. Mothers are literally why our world goes around and around and around, and it functions as well as it does, although we have its faults. Without mothers in this world will be nothing. But these is a group of people that people want to continuously punish, want to continuously hurt, want to continuously inconvenience, and want to continuously isolate. And I can't get with that. No, I'm not a mother, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a person who feels as though these people should, and this group of people, especially a group of people who definitely would not, who this world wouldn't function without, shouldn't be treated a certain way. And especially a way that honors and respects them. So that's my thought on that. I'm just like, I honestly feel like this whole teenage baby shower hypothetical, which I do get tired of. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Yes, I love sitting on Twitter, but all the hypotheticals, hey baby, put the phone down. Like put the phone down. And don't let it be the first of the month. I really don't want to hear those conversations. But yeah, I just feel as though, you know, like I think those teenagers deserve respect, they deserve community, and I don't think it's nothing wrong with allowing your child or other 14 and 15-year-olds or their friends to show up for them. Like, come on now. I will say one lesson that I've learned this week is that you really do have to just start something. When you want to do it, I'm learning right now, because I feel like right now, just being honest with y'all, I do feel like right now is a time in my life where I don't have as much clarity as I usually do. Like, I was one of those kids and one of those teenagers where it was like I knew a lot of what I wanted for my life. And now that some of the goals that I've had, I've already hit, and I'm creating new goals, sometimes I start to feel as though I don't have the clarity in how to hit all of them, right? But I'm learning that the more you just start and the more you try to just start walking on the way, the more the way really does appear. For an example, I know for a very long time, one of my goals before I hit 30 was that I wanted to get a master's degree. For a couple of years, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to get a master's degree in, but I was like, I know for sure that I want to get one, right? So last year, I was like, okay, this year I know what I want to get it in. I'm going to go ahead and apply. I'm going to get it in. I chose a school. I'm like, this will fit around my schedule, because this is also the first time where I've ever worked and went to school as well. So I was a little nervous about that, but I'm like, I know I can do it. Like, okay, let's get in the program. Let's get something started. So April, I believe. Last April, I apply, I get in, I get accepted, I'm excited, I start. So I started last year in August. It was about August 25th, end of August. I start. Y'all, when I tell y'all, literally, I just talked to my advisor last week. I'll be able to do my last 3 classes at one time, because I've typically been doing my classes like 2 at a time. I'll be able to do my last 3, all together, and then I'll be able to be done by June and graduate in December. And I was just like, I was thinking to myself, like, dag, what if I never started? What if I never put one foot in front of the other? And mind you, I was scared. Like, I was scared. I was nervous. I'm like, I'm going to be working. I'm going to be doing this. I also had graduated in 2022. So I'm like, y'all, I done took 3 gap years. What is it going to be like for me to be having real life stuff going on and also doing homework? But when I tell y'all, I done really put the pedal to the metal. I done got it figured out. I've been doing it. I'm not perfect, because I'm not going to lie to y'all. I have been procrastinating a whole lot. It's been a lot of days where I was doing that work on them Sundays right before that 11:59. Not right before, but When I tell y'all, it was some days I was literally grinding on the Sundays, trying to not miss that 11:59 mark. By the grace of God, I've turned down all my assignments, so I'm grateful for that. Turn them in on time too. But I must admit that I'm just so grateful for starting, and I would definitely recommend y'all to start as well. Sometimes we don't know how to, but I promise you, just trying, just simply looking it up, just simply also not being afraid to ask somebody, hey, how do you think I should do this? If you did this before, especially people who have been or did what you're trying to do, hey baby, ask. And I feel like there are so many different resources online too. Now I will say some of the advice that people be giving do be a little so use your discernment. But definitely, I feel like my biggest lesson that I'm learning right now is that even when I don't have clarity, even when I don't know what's next, I know that I'll always be proud of myself and be able to trust myself and fulfill with myself as long as I know that I tried and as long as I know that I got started with something. So the getting started for me was with the masters previously, but even with this podcast, this is something that I also have been thinking about for a little while. And I'm like, I got to put the pedal to the metal and start that. And for 2026, I wanted this to be a year for me where when I look back on my goals and I look back on the things that I did, I can literally say, hey, I have tried. I've tried completely. I've been disciplined. I've showed up. I've did what I could do for me. And this is just setting the foundation of everything that my life is going to turn into. Like, I know it's only up from here. So yeah, I don't want to drag it out too long because I know this is just y'all getting introduced to me. But this is my first episode of Niyah News. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm very excited to connect with y'all, get to know y'all, talk more with y'all, and love on y'all. So thank you so much, and I will see you in my next episode. Also, just want to add in, I want my posting days to be on Mondays. So I will see y'all next Monday.